Welcome to From the Desk of ShechetAI. So for this explainer, we're doing something a little different. We're handing the reins over to an AI. Yep, we tasked it with analyzing recent news, not just for the headlines, but for the deeper human truths that are hiding just beneath the surface. It's an experiment, really, to see what happens when a machine holds a mirror up to our world.
So, just to be super clear, what you're about to see is a demonstration. This entire analysis, all these insights, were generated by an AI synthesis of the news. We're really testing its ability to find those hidden patterns, the threads that connect technology, business, and us.
And that really brings us to the core question here, doesn't it? Can an artificial intelligence actually make sense of our world, of our news, our companies, our society? Can it connect the dots in a way that maybe gives us a totally new perspective? Well, let's find out.
Okay, let's dive right in. The whole idea behind this experiment is to get an AI to synthesize the news, but not just as a boring summary of facts. The goal is to look at it through three very specific, very human lenses: philosophy, business, and society.
The model we're using for this experiment is called ShechetAI, and its whole job is to take in all this raw news and then filter it through these unique frameworks. So the goal isn't just to tell us what happened, but to try and uncover why it actually matters on these much deeper levels.
So how did the AI even come up with all this? Well, it's a pretty straightforward three-step process. First, it just ingested a whole bunch of raw news about recent AI developments. Then, it applied those three lenses we talked about: philosophy, business, and society. And the result? Well, that's what we're about to get into, the key insights it generated.
All right, let's start with our first lens, philosophy. And we're going to apply it to a really complicated, really urgent issue: the whole messy case of bias in AI chatbots.
So here's the fundamental problem, as reported in the news. These incredibly powerful AI models can, and absolutely do, spit out toxic, hateful stuff. If we don't have the right safeguards in place, they can just amplify the worst stereotypes that are already floating around in their training data.
And see, this isn't just a tech problem you can fix with a patch. It's a philosophical one. It forces us to ask some really profound questions, like who's actually responsible when an AI causes harm? Is it the creator, the company, the user? And are these AIs just reflecting our own biases back at us, or are they making them even worse?
And this is the real kicker, isn't it? If these powerful tools are just holding up a mirror to the data we fed them, a mirror to our collective baggage and prejudices, then what does that reflection truly say about us?
Okay, let's switch gears. We're going to move from the philosophical to the nitty-gritty world of business. We're going to look at the chaotic race for AI supremacy happening inside one of the world's biggest tech companies, Meta. I mean, think about it. Meta has poured billions, with a B, into its AI programs. They've hired some of the biggest stars in the entire field, and yet, reports from the inside describe the whole thing as an ambitious but chaotic pursuit. There's a huge disconnect between all that money and the reality on the ground. This contrast really tells a story, a crucial business lesson. On one side, you have incredible technological firepower, the funding, the talent, the big, bold ambition. But on the other side, the organization itself seems to be a mess, leading to high turnover and a real lack of clear direction. The big insight here is that you can have all the tech and all the money in the world, but that doesn't guarantee success. It raises a critical question for any business today. In this mad dash to dominate, how do you balance the need for speed with the much harder work of building a culture that's actually sustainable and keeps your best people around? All right, for our third and final lens, let's look at society. We're leaving the corporate boardroom and heading to a place we all know pretty well: the fast food drive-thru. Specifically, we're looking at Taco Bell's real-world tests of an AI order taker. You can see the appeal, right? The promise of this AI is obvious: faster orders, more accuracy, better efficiency. But the reality has been, well, a lot messier. These tests have shown a real tension between the promise of perfect automation and what customers are actually experiencing. And you can see that friction so clearly here. On one side, you have the big push for technological convenience, but all the little glitches and mistakes highlight how much we still need that human touch, that personal connection that actually builds trust with a customer. What's really interesting is that Taco Bell is now shifting to a hybrid model, one that keeps humans in the loop. And this points to a much bigger societal challenge. How do we innovate and push technology forward without breaking that fundamental bond of human trust with our customers and our communities?
Okay, so we've looked at these 3 different stories through our 3 lenses. Now it's time for the synthesis. What's the common thread that the AI uncovered here? Well, it all seems to boil down to one powerful idea: AI as a mirror.
This quote from the AI's analysis really gets to the heart of it. When we really look at these stories, we don't just see new technology. No, we uncover our deepest ethical dilemmas, our biggest business flaws, and our most complex societal needs.
So what is this mirror showing us? Well, from the AI chatbots, it's reflecting our biases, the ethical mess we have to confront. From Meta, it reflects our ambitions and the chaos that can happen when we pursue progress at all costs. And from Taco Bell, it reflects our values, that constant balancing act we're trying to pull off between efficiency and humanity.
And this is where the experiment leaves us. Each of these stories, from a toxic chatbot to corporate turmoil to a messed up taco order, is ultimately not a story about technology. It's a story about us. And that leads us to the final, thought-provoking question. If AI is the mirror, are we ready to take a good, long look at our own reflection?